said I wasn't ready. Hi.
Welcome in, everybody. Jason had to go grab something. I mean, well, welcome in, everybody. Well, there it is, folks.
Just broke it all.
I did. Welcome in, everybody. We have Rattle Can. We have so many people. Blood Walrus, Rattle Can. Yes, we stream from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Monument Standard Time.
For all of you who don't know what Monument Standard Time is, it's Mountain Standard Time.
No.
We bought the rights to Mountain Standard Time. Everybody. What's up, everybody? We're so glad you're here.
No free pub for Mountain Standard Time.
Avian, yes, it is Orktober. If you all missed our review for OSL yesterday, I almost said last week.
Day.
Yesterday, we did that, and it was very fun. So, there you go. That's all I got. Today we're doing some Blood Angels.
Hi, everybody.
No monument shirt, Jason? Are you okay? You're wearing plaid. That's not pink. Jason was looking pretty fancy today. Oh, gosh, I got to get my hat on.
Paid professional, chat.
Travesty.
Paid professional.
Monument Man.
I've been switching it up. There's been a couple of times already on stream you've caught me without my Dickies work shirt.
Jason, can you center up a little bit better for us?
Move your damn camera.
I can't.
Well, okay.
Not yet.
The money I've spent on this room and my cameras don't move. I don't understand.
That is the reason. They don't move. Painting, Bert and Avian, look at those subs. Thank you for those subs, everybody. Painting Bort. Romeo, what's up?
Howdy.
Yes, it's Orktober. Jason
no, it's
is
not.
It's
Blood Angel-tober.
We have big stuff going on around the world, everybody. If you are in the EU, we've got SMC and Spiel Essen this year. And the team is at LVO currently right now. So if you're in the Las Vegas Open, go see the team.
Right freaking now.
Is it open today? I think it's open today.
Now. It may have just opened.
I think so. It might have just opened. I know they have different hours.
They're Mountain Time, aren't they?
I think they're Mountain Time.
Yeah.
Technically, that would be Monument Time.
No, Mountain Time is different. That's why you don't say that.
Chris did so much work today.
They are not Monument Time. They are Mountain Time.
Princess Donut, you could not be more right. What's the stitch on the hats anyways? This is Monument.
You got to talk to Gabe. Gabe's getting us new hats.
Yes.
He's made some good progress with it.
We're making some big moves with apparel, everybody. So get ready for that. You will be announced too. It will be announced and you will be announced too.
I don't think you announce to people.
AZ is its own time zone. Yeah, I didn't get a new hat. No, there's no new hats yet. They're coming, Romeo G. Chris did so much work today, he thought a week passed. Yes. Blood Angels for the win. Yes. CJ, nice. Yes, we've been painting up CJ an entire army. And by me, I mean we. And by we, I mean Jason.
Yeah, I'm doing the work.
We're doing a whole series on getting an army to a really dope level on the table. So you can go back in our VODs and see the entire
It's going to take us 6 years, but it'll be a great 6 years. It's like the perfect show that lasts just enough seasons to wet your whistle.
Yeah.
To get you where you need to be, and then by the end you feel like, oh, that was good value.
I think a lot of people are learning from this, especially with your approach to non-metallic metal on just trim, not the whole guys, right?
Yeah.
Which is, it's valuable.
50 million
valuable.
miles of trim we're doing.
If you needed practice,
metal, folks.
This is the best way to practice, is you just do an army like this. Honestly, if you did an army like how Jason was doing, you probably could non-metallic metal everything if you just practiced. Wizards Butt shirts finally. Oh, what's the stitch on framables, says Mo.
Oh, do you have them?
Underneath you.
Underneath me? Are there enough people here? Do you think they deserve to see?
I think maybe we wait.
Okay, we'll wait.
Let's wait.
Yeah, Mo's not.
Mo,
we can't just do what Mo wants us to do.
Here, Mo, I'm going to give you a job.
You can't just jump when Mo says jump.
Why don't you say that again around 3 o'clock? Monument
Jeez,
Standard
Mo,
Time.
what do you think we are? Dancing monkeys?
Mo, get bent, Chris. Okay. Well, all right, Mo. I hold the keys.
He doesn't have the keys.
I do have the keys.
He does have keys to the office.
Are you going to do a vlog, baby? I think no. A vlog of Baby J doing pink plaid. Maybe we'll do a clip. It was a great, you know what? It was a great video on freehanding. I will give him that. So maybe we do. Tips on freehanding like on a cloak, because he was talking about like adding shading, because obviously you just can't do a pattern because light's going to hit it differently. So it might be a good... I'll throw it on my little sticky
Basically, what
notepad.
Chris is saying is he never knows what he's going to do.
Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I just don't know what it's going to be yet.
A professional.
I
Closed
do know.
course.
I have
Don't try this at home.
I have a Jason.
You do have a Jason.
Jason,
I'm right here.
I am like the Wizard of Oz. Jason comes in, and he doesn't see what's going on behind the curtain. He just dances for me. And by
That's
for
nothing
me, I mean,
like the Wizard of Oz, actually.
Don't
Have you seen
mind
the Wizard
the
of
man
Oz?
behind the curtain.
Have you seen
Where
the
he's
Wizard
going
of Oz?
like this.
Because it goes nothing like what you just described.
I think it's exactly what I said.
It has nothing to do with what you just described.
I don't know what to say.
The Wizard of Oz doesn't want people to know what goes on behind the curtain.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is that I am that. I'm not saying that you reveal it. I am the guy doing the stuff behind the curtain.
Chat, do you see what I have to deal with?
Is Jason the Scarecrow or Tin Man?
Yes.
I'm the Scarecrow.
Oh, Jesus.
Jason is Dorothy.
Why you gotta be Dorothy? Can I be, like,
Dorothy!
Toto? Can I be Toto?
No, you're definitely Dorothy.
I definitely want to be the dog that is just sick of putting up with everybody. Because that's me.
Definitely Dorothy.
Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
Yeah.
Dorothy was actually more like me, to be honest.
That's
because Dorothy called everybody out on their BS.
That's what I'm saying.
Dorothy always called everybody out on their BS. Would you just stop blathering? She was like that.
Yeah, she would be like, oh, stop that, you. They would stop. Go back and watch. She demanded presence. Anyone see Little Billy lately? Starting to think Chris maybe got rid of him or something. I've never done that before in my life.
He's threatened it.
I haven't seen Little Billy in a minute.
We mentioned it yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know.
We always worry about community members that just disappear.
Typically, it happens where people have new work schedules.
New work schedule.
Unfortunately.
Girlfriends, boyfriends,
Something
house
goes
moves. That kind of stuff.
It's sometimes, and then some people change their schedule and they come back. What Grease 2 character is Jason, says Nicholas? I don't know.
Here's how we get me mad. We found out what Chris's kryptonite is.
I won't.
Chat.
I'm gonna.
What I need you to do every time you want to get under Chris's.
I'm muting Jason. Jason is muted right now.
When you want to get. I can talk louder.
I won't do it.
All right.
You can say it though.
When you want to get under Chris.
Okay, all right. Everybody calm down. Okay. What do you do, Jason?
When you want to get under Chris's skin, you simply ask him why he's so grumpy. Chris, why are you so grumpy?
I'm going to start giving legit answers. I'm going to just start calling people out immediately.
I mean, that's kind of what we want as your friends. That's what we want. When we ask why you're grumpy, we
I'm
want
not
to know why
grumpy.
You're grumpy.
That's the problem. I'm not grumpy. He's gone mad.
Does this seem like a person who's not grumpy, chat? Because he feels kind of grumpy.
Here's the problem. I'll tell you, there are 3 things that annoy me, chat. And I don't know what they are. I do have pet peeves. There's a difference. Is there a difference?
No. That's pretty much
I
the
just
same
like the
thing.
snippy sushi. No, you want to know who gets snippy?
Baby J.
Jordan. Whew. Sometimes he'll just be like, get bent, Chris. Chris is a little snippy. Sarcastic grandpa. I would admit I'm a little snippy. Jordan, big snips. A lot of snips. Yes, Papa Chicken.
Hey, yeah, I nearly did that. Hey, Chris.
Yes, sir.
What does it sound like when you pop a chicken?
Get money, get paid.
That is not. I love it when you say that.
Chris, your constant effort to display cheerfulness is just an overcompensation for how much of a grumpy old man you are. Yes.
100 freaking.
What's my secret, chat? It's that I'm always angry.
100 freaking percent.
Romeo says Chris is definitely the Tin Man, attitude and no heart. Man. Buried me. I'm deflecting.
Like far off.
How am I deflecting, Stan? I'm not deflecting. This is called deflecting. Shwoo.
Shwoo.
Shink. Shink. Shink.
Shwoo.
I just deflected. Whoop.
That was a parry. More of a parry.
Schlink. I bet after stream, Chris goes outside and yells at the clouds for 5 minutes. No. I drink heavily and smoke till I can't see.
That's me. I go outside and cry and yell at clouds.
November, I always knew that Chris had a rage mustache. That's funny. Inside Chris, there are 2 wolves, and neither of them are painting right now. That's true. I like to paint. Jason, what are you doing?
I'm shaking bright pale yellow because I'm just going to do this guy.
Oh, so now you're going for it.
I want to show some progress here. I don't want to paint any more yellow.
You're showing progress. Pet peeve number 1, undocumented adoption papers for his pet peeves.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Hey.
That's so good.
If you all are new to this stream.
Welcome.
We're so glad you're here.
If you're new, let me apologize ahead of time for Chris's behavior.
Apologize for nothing. Are these power swords or just swords?
Yes.
Oh. Are you going to make them glowy?
No. I don't know.
Are they power swords or are they just swords?
They're power swords.
Okay. Are there just swords out there in the Warhammer?
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Okay, so what are you doing though?
Moving the brush left to right with some bright color on it.
Very technical. First time chat, painting board, big fan. I just picked up some of the basing texture tubes and was curious if you recommend priming over them before painting.
You can, for sure. Yeah, it's up to you. You can also, they have paint in them. So they are just paints that have texture. So you can also just very easily put them on after the model's painted and then dry brush over them, treat them like a paint. Or you can put them on beforehand and then color them however you want. I typically do the latter if I plan correctly. I like to put the texture paste on the model, prime the whole model, and then paint it however I like.
That's what I do too.
Because remember, like, it says snow, but what it really is an ultrafine texture. And so you could put the snow down, prime it black, and then turn it into mud because it has the perfect texturing for, say, a mud quality. So don't get too hung up on, what it reads on the... Oh, you know what? I'm doing this wrong.
What do you mean?
I'm doing this wrong.
Why are you doing it wrong?
Because we do bright yellow ochre first.
Oh.
So what I really meant is that I'm doing bright... I'm like, this doesn't feel right, gang.
That was a test.
Well, it isn't right. Turns out I was about to mess it all up.
Wad says, I'm really confused that Jason is wearing a flannel shirt in AZ. It's technically just a button-up. It's not a flannel. A goal!
Showing off short sleeves.
Yeah. It's a nice shirt, Jason.
Why, thank you, Christopher.
This is
I made it myself.
Rattlecan, I don't think he's going to reprime this one. Valtteri says, I started painting the converted captain or sanguinary priest. Haven't decided yet. Oh.
Nice.
I like myself a new project. Okay, chat. Oh, my gosh. I had a new idea.
Oh, God.
I found the perfect model for Jason and I to paint when Jason teaches me non-metallic metal.
Okay.
And
cool. Tell me more.
We're gonna keep it a surprise because it's gonna be really cool. That's it.
I don't like the surprise part.
No, I want to keep it. I want to keep it a secret. It has to do. Here's my clue. It has to do with my Earthworm Jim project.
Ooh.
I thought I was going to put him in a dreadnought, but I'm going to do something else, and I'm very excited for it.
Okay.
I'm very excited, and it's going to be less complicated because I was thinking, like, okay, if we're going to do this for real, right? If we're going to do this for real, I don't want to do it on such a complicated model like a dreadnought, right? Because that would take a long time to do, like, the really good non-metallic metal on the dreadnought. So I dumbed it down in size a little bit and found something else. And it's going to be Earthworm Jim in a suit. And that's what all I'm going to tell you.
Terminator?
Nope, I'm not. No free secret pub here. Romeo says, why paint non-metallic metal when you have such amazing metal paints?
That's a great question. I typically just find it is my preference. I'm a big fan of controlling light. Metallic paints tend to allow the light in the room to have more control over the look of your model than I like. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Because, they reflect the light and will show brightness and darkness on the model in ways that you didn't intend when painting sometimes. You can counteract that and paint metallics much like non-metallics, which we show quite often. But for me, I just always start with non-metallic.
Is there a use case for... Well, no, I guess not. I was going to say, when would you pick non-metallic metal over true metallic metal?
Like I said, for me, always.
Yeah. But I wouldn't say speed is a factor, would it be?
No.
Because it's just a style.
Yeah, I mean, like I've showed you when we did the Ultramarine, if I want to paint like a whole army very quick, and even more recently with the Iron Warriors, right? If I want to do a whole army very quickly, then metallics are a great way to do it. I don't spend a lot of time doing the metallics in a non-metallic way when I do that. But, if I were going to paint like a display model with metallic, you most certainly can. It just takes me the same amount of time to do metallics in a way that I enjoy as it does to do non-metallics. They are not like a silver bullet that's guaranteed to, make something look exactly the way you want it just because they have a metal flake to them.
Yeah. Got it. That makes sense. Yes, Mo, his suit is white with blue trim, but he has some metal bits on his suit.
I don't know what he's talking about. He says to stop asking questions, then he talks about it more. It's a surprise. It's not a surprise.
He's going to be in a metal thing is what I'm saying. That's kind of the whole point. His actual suit is in, like, it's just leather suit, in the actual cartoon and video game. I'm actually putting him in, like, a suit of something that's metal. So, anyway.
But not a dreadnought.
Not a dreadnought. I might change my mind, but this other idea is really cool. No, he's not going to be in a drop pod. November says, it had never occurred to me that one might mix metallics until a video I was watching yesterday. Is this something that you would work well with PA metallics? Any good combos? Mixing paints with metallics?
Sure, any of them.
Jordan,
our transparent paints are fantastic for that. Normal opaque paints mixing in with metallics, you can do layer by layer, but mixing them together is a risk because it lowers the shine of your metallics very quickly. Our transparent paints, on the other hand, give you a bit. Can we zoom in a little bit?
Yeah.
You don't have to punch. Just do the
Sure.
zoom. Yeah, because we're just painting small bros. There we go.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you can mix. They're just paint.
Yeah.
For so many years, I've tried to tell people, metallics are just paint. Use them how you want. Thin them, airbrush them. We airbrush them, we dry brush them, we treat them just like any other paint, and they open up a whole new world of thinking for you and how you can bring the most out of them when you treat them just like any other paint.
Z1 says, just joined. Are you going to use Signature Set 5 Flame-Ons for that gold?
I'm going to use bright pale yellow, but that's the only color out of his set.
Yes, Romeo, there is a metallic medium for a PA. Yep. We do have a metallic medium.
This is a cooler gold, so I'm not using like the orange browns on it. I start with dark yellow green, actually. And then orange yellow. And then the bright yellow ochre that I'm using right now. And then bright pale yellow after this. Just a little bit of a different mechanism to achieve, ultimately the same goal, but without the browns.
November says a follow-up to that. What about mixing metallics with other metallics? Hopefully not a dumb question.
No, definitely.
Never dumb question.
Like I said, they're just paints, and mixing metallics can be great. You'll find that with our transparent paints, you can then get any color of metallic you might want. So that's what makes those so great. You can mix in, one of my favorites is take our bronze and mix in transparent blue with it. You get a really cool greenish metal that can be fantastic. So I always tell people, try mixing in a little bit of the transparency. You don't need a lot. I got the wrong color again. Now I have bright pale yellow out on the palette. I got to be careful. Mixing metallics together, mixing other colors with metallics. They're just paint. So treat them like any other color you have.
Yeah. What was that mix-up you just said?
Huh?
What was that mixing workup you just were talking about? The green? The metal green? It was what colors?
Blue, transparent blue, and bronze.
Bronze. Nice.
You won't lead me down this path. I will not fall for your wily ways.
No.
I was wily trickery.
I was just.
I'm not adding bronze to anything. I'm adding something to bronze, Christopher.
What? But a little bronze.
Bronze is a great color.
Bronze is the spiritual awakening you all need.
Bronze, bright bronze.
Heck yeah, man.
Our entire family of bronze colors.
Our bronze will knock your socks off. And by socks, I mean your shoes first and then your socks. So be ready for that.
That would be really horrible if your socks got knocked off before your shoes.
I don't know how that... I don't know how that happens.
Like, did they just wad up in, like, the toe?
I don't know, and just projectile out the front.
Oh, man, that could be bad.
Pop a chicken.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
What does it sound like when you pop a chicken?
That was a shotgun. I don't get to use that one often. It's pretty...
That's the sound that happens before you pop a chicken.
If Jason says Wiley one more time, you need to say beep beep after you make him fall for your ways. A day without bronze is like a day without sunshine. Wired, you understand. You are enlightened, my child. Go forth. Tadpole Jackson says, I think it's more impressive if your socks get knocked off, but the shoes stay on. That's what I'm saying. The science doesn't work in my mind. I feel like that's just a horrible way to die.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything good about that. That's what we were talking about.
His socks were knocked off, but his shoes remained intact. Tonight at 8, only on CBS television. Derpstick says, got magnesium yesterday. Haven't used it, but how would the amp steel color look over that?
Great.
Fantastic. I just did that with my Thunder Warriors.
Yeah, magnesium is a fantastic underpaint for any of the silvers or golds. That's what makes it so great. It has a grayishness to it that works great with all of the silvers. It has a yellowishness to it, brownishness that works fantastic with any of the golds or bronzes too, even copper.
Ooh, now you're doing the really fine little bits here, Jason.
Just doing some of the work on the face, just making sure I get... capture the grimace, or...
I think it's technically called the grimdark, Jason.
Oh, the grimace of the face, his look, his expression on the mask.
Yes, magnesium is an amazing shadow color for all metallics, I feel like. T. Schmid says, magnesium plus steel is dope. I'm using that heavily washed with petroleum brown on all my Ard boys. Nice. Be a cool workup. Grimace Dark. Yes, Panic Bomb. That's what it is.
Dude, that would be a great shirt.
Grimace Dark?
With Grimace from McDonald's. Grimace is the big purple one, right?
Yeah, and then make him Grim Dark. Grimace Dark.
That needs to be a shirt for sure.
Jade says, finally a happy adventures in Machine Shop. What does that mean? You had some success today? Because that would be 1% of the time with all of your other stories. So that's a huge win, Jade.
I don't know if I buy it.
Dark bronze, magnesium, bright gold is great, says D-Fresh. Ooh, yeah. Grimace shirt, Monument Hobbies Happy Meal. We don't do that. We don't do that here. We don't do meals. We don't sell food of any kind.
That may be changing.
What? Oh, no. That's a different company. Totally different company,
that could be changing.
Sir Blaine says, my local store finally restocked their Procryl stuff and was just waiting for the stuff to arrive. Nice. Good stuff. And by good stuff, I mean our stuff and good stuff for you. That's good news. Rock says,
day is glorious.
Yeah. Rock says, speaking of metallic paints, have either of you seen the new True Metallic Metal range Vallejo is teasing?
Yeah.
I have not. I am not aware.
Looks like they just made different colors. They're coming out with, the base shade layer.
Oh, I
Angel
see.
Heraldez thing.
Oh, I see.
He's trying so hard to, and I love Angel, but he's trying so hard to make a acronym out of what is just called painting.
Oh, I see.
And it's like, yeah, I mean, it's just painting. But having a set of colors like a dark blue metallic that you could do underneath your silvers and stuff, I think is cool.
I see.
We do that with our metallic medium and our transparents, right? Again, mixing color in with your metallics gives you every color you could imagine, and being able to do a dark metallic base and then a mid-tone and then a highlight over the top, all with metallics, is a fantastic way.
It is the way
to paint. To make your metallics have an added depth and richness to them for sure. So I'm 100% in favor of the method.
Kind of the paint is not food. I say that for legal purposes. Tyler says, picked up floral pink, floral purple today after watching the hot pink plaid video. That's a huge win. Tyler, you're going to love that workup. Now maybe I need to make a clip for Tyler. Just specifically for Tyler. Well, we appreciate that. M3 Stout, that is true. Those true metallics don't taste as good or give the color shimmer in the toilet. Oh, that's a lot of info.
Wow.
But hey, you do you, world.
Wow.
And by world, I mean M3 Stout. And I know I'm supposed to say me Stout, but M3 Stout 1 sounds a lot more fun to me. Yes, Lumberjack, I love that workup. You know me.
Chris, are there workups you don't love?
Yes.
Okay.
I've never seen them.
Okay. Chris has an amazing energy for painting.
I do love painting.
He doesn't paint very often.
I don't.
But he has a great energy for it.
I try to paint. I try to paint every day.
Do you really?
I do. As long as it's small, I try to put paint on a model every day if I can.
I like that.
I do. I say that sincerely, chat. Even if it's just rebasing with basing our brush on primer.
Wait a minute.
Stan says, would you be able to make a metallic expert acrylic paint, or is it not possible? Just asking as I enjoy listening to Jason explain the science behind paints.
There are metallic heavy body paints.
Why would you do something like that?
I don't think it provides. They're not super prevalent because, of course, it's not something that most canvas painters or painters in that realm need. I think you'd be best served just using, a liquid metallic rather than waiting for something like that. The benefit really isn't there. I guess, you could get more metallic into it, but that's going to increase the cost, so they become super pricey.
Spitfire says, is it true that clipping off stray brush hairs will damage the brush?
Not if you clip them off the way that we show you, by taking, the clipper, separating the hair. If you have a hair poking out the side, I don't on any. I'm sure I have a brush somewhere around here that does. I could watch the one time in my life where I'm never going to find a brush that has a freaking hair. We'll just take. Oh, that one does.
Oh, set her up for us.
Hang on, let me just do my work here.
Jason, could you set her up for us?
So no,
I'm recording this.
I don't care.
Can you walk us through this process?
I will absolutely smack this man. So when let's get this wet, so it's not so crazy. There we go. Ooh. So if you have a brush and you've kinked a hair, whether it's a synthetic or a sable brush, every now and then you'll get a hair, both are susceptible to it, to where that little kink in the hair can't be straightened out really. And so if it kicks off to the side, obviously that would have paint on it from time to time. It can leave, paint where you don't want it, or it's just annoying. You can cut it. What you always want to do is separate it out from the bundle, which this one's already doing very well for us, and then get your clippers and pull your clippers all the way down to the ferrule, and then clip it off at the ferrule, so that it might leave like a little, end right here at the ferrule, but that's never going to get paint in it that is affecting the way you work, and it's no longer going to affect the bundle of hairs. Now, over time, if you do this enough, like if I sit here and smack the brush and I were to just keep cutting, then you're going to thin the brush out, right? And it won't hold as much paint because the belly gets narrower over time. As you keep trimming your brush, it will become a number 2 instead of a number 3 kind of a thing. But yeah, it's definitely okay to cut them. Much preferred to getting frustrated with a brush and like, this one's no good, I'll throw it out.
Nice. Jason, that was a great bit.
And that doesn't change the way that the brush works at all.
The Grand Deceiver asks, is it better to store your brushes pointing down when you're done painting for the day, or does it even matter? Is there a best way to store brushes after cleaning?
Nope, doesn't matter. The whole point of a brush is the capillary action of how it draws paint against gravity, so it doesn't matter. Think about it. It draws paint into it when it's upside down. So storing it is irrelevant. The paint's going to run through the bristles just due to the physics of how that works, regardless of how it is there. So you just want to make sure it's dry in most cases, so that it doesn't continue to suck moisture up into the ferrule after you've cleaned it. So dry it off. I lay mine flat, but that's just because I'm lazy. You can hang them upside down, store them upright, doesn't matter.
Jason, that was a really good bit. Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you believe me?
No. Was I supposed to?
Yeah. I thought that was a good bit.
When you immediately asked me, did I believe you? It seems like I'm not supposed to believe you.
No, I was asking a genuine question because I wanted to make sure, did you believe me when I said, hey, that's a good bit?
I don't know why in our relationship you have to ask if I believe you or not. That's very disappointing to me.
That is very disappointing. Sometimes I don't know. I got to keep you on your toes. That was a test and you passed. How many hairs should we expect to need to trim off a new one, says November. I bought a new sable from you guys recently and had quite a few going all over the place.
Well, do they reframe themselves when you get it wet? Because as it dries out, it will frizz out like your hair. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't make a bad brush. The only time that the hair sticking out to the side is a problem is when it's kinked. Mm-hmm. That same brush that I just clipped had tons of hairs that stuck out all over the place because it was dry sitting in the cup. If I can grab another sable here, right? So here's another dry sable. By the time they get to you, they may be dry. And this one looks like it's not really holding a point very well. It looks like a big, squirrel tail. But that's a great brush, right? As soon as I get it wet, twist it to a point, boom, pointed. Now, if as you paint with it, you get things like that little one there that starts kicking off to the side because it has a kink in it because we've been using it, right? So there's like a hair there. If you find that as you use it, a certain hair or two pops off, I would cut that one. I will right now. But no, once you load it with paint, you can't look at a dry brush and judge whether or not it's good. You got to put paint in it. Right. Because see, like that hair is sticking off to the side. But I would never clip that one because it was shaped like the brush. So I know that as soon as I get the brush wet, it goes right back into the shape. The only ones that I tend to clip are the ones that break, because you will find ones that are only like half length, right? Because they've kinked and broken, because we rub the brush along the side of like sharp edges, sharp plastic edges as we highlight and stuff, so you're continually breaking bristles in it. So if it has a kink to it, right, has a little dog leg in it, cut that one because it'll never go back to straight. But if it still has a natural curve and follows the curve of the brush, it's just splayed off to the side, just keep wetting it. Generally, it means there's paint buildup in the ferrule that's causing it to split off to the side. You know, I always show you that as we apply pressure down here, watch the brush will fork like that, right? So bristles will start to split because of pressure at the ferrule. That pressure is caused by having paint buildup down there. But no, you should never have a ton to cut off. Unless it got to where, like, when the cap was put on it, it caught hairs in the cap. That happens very infrequently, but if it did, there could be, 2, 3, 4 hairs cut in there that bent because the little plastic cover caught them, and then you would have to, of course, go through and cut all those off.
Old Gamer NL says, is that a wet palette you use, or is it better to use a dry palette with Pro Acryl?
No, you can use whatever you want. There's a weird urban legend out there that our paints don't like wet palettes. That's just people use too much water on their wet palette. It has nothing to do with our paint.
Jordan uses a wet palette.
Yeah, tons of painters do. It's really a preference thing. I don't like wet palettes, so I don't use them.
Doomsday Sprocket says, Jason sounds like my hairdresser right now.
What'd I do?
You were talking about hair.
Oh, yeah. Well, especially with sables, it's just like the hair on your head. If you don't condition your hair, or I don't condition my hair, but if you don't wash your hair reasonably enough, or if it gets dry, it starts to frizz out. If it's humid outside, same thing will happen, right? So you may notice if there's been a lot of rain in your area, you might notice that your sable brushes start to freak out a little bit.
The mo you know.
We know a mo.
We do. Yeah, if you go back and watch past stream, Jordan mainly uses a wet palette. Wired says, yeah, your paint is awesome on a wet palette.
Yeah. It because our paint doesn't need to be thinned except to lower its opacity in most cases. You can thin it for viscosity if you're turning it into a wash or something. A lot of our other hobby paints, competitive paints and stuff like that, will be thicker, because that's how they cheat more pigment into their paint, is by making it thicker so it holds more. Because there's when you have an acrylic paint, it's what's called a suspension, not a solution. So like when you make salt water, salt dissolves in the water, so there's no separation until you boil the water off. The salt doesn't separate out of the salt water until you saturate it, right? If you put enough salt in water, it turns into salt water, and there's more salt that can dissolve, then it will go to the bottom. Paint doesn't ever dissolve, so the pigment doesn't dissolve in the suspension, the aqueous suspension, the water and the mediums and the resins. So it will separate by gravity, right? Because the pigment has a higher weight than the water, and so it'll separate and fall to the bottom out of suspension. That's why we have to shake the paint up all the time. And if you leave your paint alone for a long time, you might come back to it and you have kind of a clear-ish or white, milky-ish substance up above and all the color down below. That's because all the pigment has dropped out of suspension. So a lot of people will make a thicker paint because a thicker paint will hold that pigment in it more. Think about, stepping into water versus stepping into mud. right? You're going to sink in the mud a lot slower because it's thicker than you will in the water. And so that's the way a lot of paint is made, is just make a thick suspension so that you can hold more pigment, so you get more color, more opacity, all of that. The problem is that you get used to then having to thin that thicker paint because it'll show brush strokes and texture and things like that because it is thicker. Well, the power of ProAcryl is we have more pigment in our paint than other brands, but our paint is also lighter. So, and it doesn't separate very quick. You don't find our paints like immediately separating. That's the magic of our paint, is that we just have found the perfect way to suspend a tremendous amount of pigment in a lightweight medium. And so a lot of people might have problems with a wet palette because they're used to their wet palette having to be very wet to dilute their paints to make them usable. And for us, our paints don't need to be diluted. You can use them right out of the bottle. That's what I'm doing. It's a piece of glass. Just paint out of the bottle. Brush. Paint. Now, I have a little bit of dampness on the brush. You don't ever want to paint with a dry brush unless you're dry brushing.
That's
to confuse the newbies. Don't ever do it until it's necessary. A little bit of moisture on your brush will get the paint flowing perfectly, and you'll see that I paint for long periods of time with just a little bit of moisture on the brush and never have a problem. The issue that the wet palette can introduce is too much water if you float a whole bunch of wetness in it. So if you do use a wet palette, just try to keep the paper dry on the top and let it do its job of allowing moisture to come from the bottom as moisture in the paint evaporates out. That's what the science of a wet palette is intended to do. It doesn't have any way to perform that in an intelligent manner because the paper isn't like smart paper. It doesn't know how much water it's letting through it and stuff. So people typically will, especially when their wet palette starts to get a little dry, I've seen people just squirt water on top of the paper. And it's like, well, now that's just diluting the paint. And it gets tough when you're using multiple brands of paint on a wet palette because they all want different types of moisture and deal with moisture differently. And that can be a problem. I know some people that have two wet palettes, one for ProAcryl and one for everything else.
So Papa Chicken says,
"Hey, Chris."
Yeah.
What does it sound like when you pop chicken? It sounded like a angry kitchen.
An angry kitchen?
Yeah. Like somebody in the kitchen was angry. Pots and pans.
An angry kitchen.
Yeah.
So our oil paint solutions are
just gave up on that real quick. Like,
as opposed to suspensions.
Interesting.
Oil paint solutions as opposed to suspensions, or are they just
suspension's
thicker?
Just the same. Suspension's just the same. It's just that their solvent is oil, linseed oil, some form of oil instead of water. But they're still suspended pigments.
Yeah. Old Gamer, thanks a lot.
Dyes are the only thing that are really solutions. Inks.
Old Gamer says, thanks a lot. I definitely need to try ProAcryl sometime.
Awesome. Anytime.
You're going to have a good experience. I know that sounds simple, but it's true. Danger
just
boy.
Make good paint. I set out to find a way to take the quality that I was used to out of high-end artist acrylics and put it into a bottle. Because the issue when you take just an artist acrylic, you're like, well, then why don't I just go buy artist acrylics? Why don't I just buy just your expert line? We make an expert line of acrylics that comes in a tube and is more of a traditional paste, heavy body style acrylic. And a lot of people are like, well, then why don't I just go buy that? Buy Winsor Newton, Schminke, any of these other high-end artist acrylics? Well, because those are made in a different way. Those are made to be thick on purpose to mimic oils so that they have a texture when you paint with them. Because when you're painting on canvas or other substrates, like, whether it's board or whatever you're painting, the texture of your brush means a lot. It gives life to your painting because you're painting in 2 dimensions, so the texture of the brush can make tree bark look like tree bark if it has the wavy pattern of the brush in it. So the paint wants to be thicker so that it can give you that thickness to play with. You can thin it to get rid of it or keep it thick to whatever. But as you have to thin it, because we don't want thickness, you can imagine trying to paint chainmail on a 28 millimeter night with expert or with heavy bodied acrylics, right? And so our expert acrylics are very different. Our expert acrylics feel thick but lay very thin. That's why we decided to make those versus your standard artist acrylics. And I was tired of having to fight the fight of taking a heavy body paint and then dilute it and still make it usable for what I was painting. And that's what gave birth to Pro Acryl.
Nice.
We do all the hard work for you so that it still acts like a paint, not a diluted paint. It has high opacity, high vibrancy, all the things we want. But you don't have to fiddle around with it. You can literally put the paint on the palette, get your brush wet, dip it in the paint, and go to town. I'm a lazy painter, and I really hate having to spend a lot of time figuring out how to make the paint work. And so many paints ask you to have to know way more than you need to paint.
You wouldn't be the first or the last person to donate your old paint collection to a school or something after trying out PA for the first time. They make the best paints, and Jason is pretty awesome. Chris is okay too, I guess.
Thank you.
I'll take
that
Papa
Chris
Chicken.
He's questionable at best.
I would agree with that, actually. Wholeheartedly. I'm 50-50. I get it.
I'm 50-50 on myself.
I know who I am.
That's a very good self-reflective kind of statement, Chris. That's a man that looks in the mirror.
Smeagol did have Gollum. Not on purpose, but for a reason.
But for a reason, he says.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha, Chris.
Don't want to get too deep there. Welcome in, everybody.
Welcome in, everybody.
It is almost 3 p.m. Monument Standard Time. We're painting up some Blood Angels. If you are new to the world of Monument Hobbies, I'm going to put some links in the chat for you. Blam. I know I don't put links in enough. Somebody commented on that the other day, and I'm like, you know what? I'll do links mid-show. There you go. Why not? Why wait till the end? Because I don't want to scare people with the links, because then people are like, oh my gosh, we're stopping the show. No. I'll put these links in here. If you're not in our Discord, join our Discord. We do a challenge every month. This month is October. That YouTube link will take you to our YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, you're already there.
Well, and we've started a new thing.
We have started a new thing.
We have started doing Discord hobby and hangs.
Yep.
We did our first one on Tuesday. We'll be doing another one tomorrow.
That's right.
So tomorrow night, for those of you that may have missed it, we're going to figure out, I guess that means that by tomorrow we got to figure out the stage thing.
Yes.
But yeah, we're going to figure that out. So for everybody that did not get to be part of Tuesday's Hobby and Hang, we will be doing it again tomorrow. It's I had a blast. I literally had a blast. We got to hang out on Discord, talk with the community, while we're just all painting casually. It let me kind of do what we're doing right now, but not have to be so focused on talking about what I'm painting, and it was just a very cathartic.
If you can't show up, we'll have more. We might start doing that in the Discord, where we'll announce it to you.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep people posted. I plan to make it a regular thing. I do not know what that calendar can look like. I travel a bunch this month and a little bit in November. So they may be spotty throughout the end of the year, but as we head into the new year, we'll try to come up with a way to make it something where we get more of the gang around here interested in, and you can hang out with the various other people that make Monument tick, and have good kind of AMA fun hangout sessions with. I thought it was a blast.
Game Delay said, we can paint whatever an orc means to you, so I'm definitely painting 100% real orcs. Nice. Game Delay, you are the man. The myth, the legend. Mo says, framables, yeah? Highlighted. Thank you for the highlighted comment, Mo. Framables, yeah?
You did tell him 3 o'clock.
I said framables, yeah? It is technically 2:55, so.
We got 5 minutes, Jim. That's just the way that works. Chris is nothing if not rigid in his standards.
That's true. I have to keep the world in line.
The whole world?
We are the world.
You're doing a sucky job of it right now.
We are the world. The devastation.
Your review this year is going to suck.
Speaking of keeping the whole world in check, how are you doing with that, Chris? Well, let me tell you. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
So, Chris, when last we spoke, you mentioned something about keeping the world in check. How do you feel? We believe in a policy where you first get to review yourself. How do you feel you have accomplished this task so far?
First of all, who's paying this check? Not me. No, we're doing okay for the world, I guess. 44 bits for singing, I guess, says Avian. Thank you, Avian. You're a gentleman and a scholar. And you have given 100K bits. You've cheered 100K. I just saw your little badge there. Is that for us or for you in total?
That's crazy.
We were 5 minutes late, Rattlecan. That is true.
No, we weren't.
We technically were.
Oh, okay.
Technically, on paper, we were.
That was me.
We are never late, though. Let me clarify that for all of you crazy mixed up kids out there.
We're never exactly late when we intend to.
That's right. That's right. Monument karaoke stream win. When you pay me $1 million cash money.
What? Wow, dude. That's a lot.
I'll do it for $300. Cash money.
That was
envelope.
Maybe a little too aggressive on the haggling swing. Maybe you should have bought them down to like $500,000 first.
Cash money. You send me.
I think you left some money on the table.
Actually, no. Let me increase it. $1,500.
That's not how haggling works,
keep
Christopher.
Going up.
You just blew your negotiating.
$5,000.
You're This is why he doesn't run sales.
Speaking of sales, buy, sell.
Welcome, everybody.
Buy high, buy low, buy all.
Buy high, sell low. Chris's mantra.
Buy high, sell low. Exo says, hi, guys, and who do we have on the show tonight? Stay tuned. We'll see if Katie is doing the weather. We have a chat with a Wookiee and an Ewok. Welcome in, everybody. I like that. Whatever happened to exclamation mark soon? I don't know, Lumberjack. That's foreign to me. Exclamation mark soon. What does that mean? Is that an old command prompt they used to have back in the dark days?
That was one when anybody asked when something was coming out, you could go exclamation point soon.
And then we could do that. We could be just give a big, I don't know. TBD. You can type in exclamation mark soon and we will get a comment that says TBD. Bud says, we the people should be paid to listen to Chris sing karaoke. Yes, I'd have to pay you. Lumberjack says, I missed that. That got real deep, Lumberjack. I could feel it, too. He's like, I missed that.
I missed that.
That's a good point.
The good old days.
That actually would be kind of cool.
The good old days when we had, commands.
We have commands.
Not that they can do.
I do the commands.
You
have commands. Here's a command for you.
We used to have music.
Sit down and watch him paint. That's a command.
Dang. Chad, I apologize profusely for the insubordinate machinations of my wayward producer.
Wayward producer?
Yeah.
I'm not wayward.
Well, you're Christopher, but I don't think you understand what that means.
Paint liquors. That's Chris. Chris Adership. The Chris Adership.
It is the Chris Adership. Welcome to the Chris Adership.
I run a tight ship, just like Philip. Paid professional. That's right. Jason looked me in the eye and said, "Chris, I need you to take this to the next level." And I did, chat.
I think what I said is take this job and shove it, Chris. That's what I said.
And I said, okay, Jason, are you sure? That will come with new things, changes, a new way of life. And he looked at me in the eye and said, do it now.
Make it show.
Make it show. And
number one.
Then my first labor began.
What? This has got weird quick.
No, not like pregnant labor. I'm talking about like Hercules labors. Great.
I was like, push it out, Chris.
Then I gave birth to this new fandangled way of doing stream.
Who does number 2 work for?
We took all the digital away and brought back analog. And I customized it just for you, chat. So there you go. Are you not entertained? Speaking of entertainment.
Welcome, everybody.
I'm so glad you're here. I truly mean that too. Jason and I are both genuinely glad you show up every day and ask your painting questions.
I'm super happy about it. Christopher, on the other hand, he tends to bitch about you guys a lot.
What?
I mean,
don't use that language on my stream, mister.
Sorry.
That was my beep button. I was a little slow.
He was done yelling and then
you son of a I oughta. Anyway, welcome in everybody. We do genuinely love it when you ask painting questions because that's good for me and for Jason. Keeps Jason accountable and gives me content to hit record on.
What do I need accountability for?
Why do you need accountability?
What do I do that needs...
Do you want me to spell it out for you?
Oh, here we go. Let's see what I have to deal with, chat.
Flapjack says, Chris wouldn't dream of banning anyone who watches this stream. No, I wouldn't dream about it. I'll just do it.
He threatens it a lot,
I will just do it in reality, Flapjack. And you're
threatens it a lot.
Thin ice, mister.
He threatens it a lot.
I know what you're trying to do, Flapjack. You're trying to poke the bear. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
You're pushing my buttons.
I know what you're doing, Flapjack. Mo says, show us the new stuff already. Show us the new stuff. Dang it. I don't know if they deserve it.
That's what I was just about to ask.
That's what
have they lived up to your expectations today, Chris?
Oh, you're weighing this on me?
I mean,
there would be 0 releases.
You keep telling us that you are the master of all of our destiny.
That's not true. I just say I hold the keys to your reality.
I feel like that's similar content.
I hold the keys to reality, and everybody's like, "Oh, we're gonna do this and hobbity higgly higgly," and then I'm like in the background, like,
I don't think anybody's ever said those words.
Hobbity hoobity schliggity doo.
I don't think anybody has ever said those words ever. In the history of ever.
Game delay. Anytime Chris says, want me to spell it out, just say yes. No, false.
But see, that's the problem is we say that around here, and he says, I won't. That's his immediate answer. I won't.
I won't do it.
I won't do it.
I won't dance.
He says that when I ask him to do stuff for work. So how much traction do you think I'm going to get?
I won't do it.
See?
Adam Sandler might not have said those words.
Chris brings a reasonable, comical, and light air to the office that is annoying as hell.
What?
When we're in a meeting that's serious business, serious meeting.
Yeah.
And then we're like, Christopher, what I really need you to do is...
XYZ.
This, that, and the other.
Yeah.
He's like, I won't do it.
I've never said that in my entire life.
X up in chat if you know Chris is a liar.
No. Don't if you X up, banned. I challenge you, banned.
Carry
no, paint like a band.
Wayward producer.
No free pub, please. Oh my heavens to Betsy.
See?
Oh, holy Moses and a cradle. My God.
Mo, I'm sitting here wanting to show you some amazing new product ideas, and Chris has got them tagged. Oh wait, he told me they're on my side.
I'm not a gaslighter. I am the opposite of gaslighter. I am the guy who unlights the gases.
You unlight the gas?
I unlight the gases?
How does that even work?
How do I unlight my gas?
That doesn't make any sense at all. All right, chat, so here you go. Show me the money, Chris.
Hold.
As you know, or as you may not know, we've embarked on this journey to create a very new, amazing product called Framables. They are our Texture Trainer Frameable Edition. And we have the first 3 designs that have come off the hot presses. They are not ready for production quite yet, but very soon.
All right.
Very soon. But Christopher has done an amazing job of zenithal priming a handful of these. We've seen the Fish Knight.
Ooh!
The Fish Knight I had started working on at Nova. I took and started to lay some color down. I painted the backdrop with the bubbles.
That's beautiful.
Right? So amazing. Lots of fun to paint. We will be painting more of them on stream.
Yep.
But we have the Fish Knight. Sir, I forget it was Sir. They have names. And that's numero uno. They are about, I don't know, about 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches deep on a 4x6 plat background. This is 3D printed, but they are all poured resin.
And now, these fit in what kind of frame?
4x6 frame. Any 4x6 frame. Any 4x6 standard photo frame, you can put this in the frame, and so you can pick your own frame style. They're built to go right in there. They'll fit in there snugly, and you can build a frame for them. As you can imagine, picking some crazy Baroque, neat gilded gold frame, and then paint this guy up to fit that, or just a plain wood frame and do it. You can choose kind of your own storytelling that way. Numero dos.
Ooh.
How about them?
Dang.
Lady Prime.
Wow.
This one is spectacular.
Look at the detail, man.
Like spectacular.
This looks so good.
Right, so just spectacular. The idea being we want to really push people to have the ability to paint a backdrop in on their Mini and set them into a world that then defines some of the color for you. A lot of what we miss when painting regular miniatures is the environment around them just doesn't exist until you put them in a diorama, spend more time on them. So this is kind of that. It allows you to, like my fish knight, I paint him underwater. Yeah. Right, and then I can use all of the jades and dark sea bin colors to inject around here to give him kind of an underwater feel. So it sets the tone of the whole thing when I paint the background. And I think it'll be a really neat thing for people to be able to have it. And you can imagine you could literally just spray this thing gold and put it in a frame and stick it on the wall. You don't even have to really paint them. They can just be really cool lifestyle pieces of art. This Zenithal Prime that Chris has done makes me just want to put it in a frame and hang it on the wall like this.
I love it.
You can imagine just doing like a quick airbrush glaze over the top of some color, and now it's monochromatic, and you put it on the wall that matches the pillows on your couch or something. Use a color like that. So we're hoping to create some really cool lifestyle pieces here that you can paint however you like. So these have been some of the test ones. This is a test pour on the resin. It has a couple of bubbles, and we learned some things on it, but they're in pretty good shape. So Lady Prime. Sir Hook.
It says Sir Hook?
The Knight of Hooks, because he has a hook.
Oh.
I don't know that his name is Sir Hook. It's Sir something Knight of Hooks, because he has like the hook and the fish on his thing. And then last but not least.
It's so cool. I love his hand. Yeah. Like the oh well.
Yeah. So we have the two-headed Sergeant General.
I love that they both have two ranks. That's funny.
Yeah. It's General Sergeant.
General Sergeant.
I love them. They're so good.
I love the hand, dude. The hand is awesome.
And again, the idea with our texture trainers is to give you quite a bit to focus on. This one is way more cloth with some things like the epaulettes that you can do in metallics or non-metallics, how you like. Good amount of flesh, that being a troll or an Etten troll. You can play with color on the flesh here and tell your own story. And then, of course, the whole background in the general. You can imagine a ton of different backgrounds going on this. It could be a solid color, or you could paint him like out in the field of combat. Same here. We have a lot of armor, there's fur. He has a fur sash, the cloth sash here. His entire arm is armored. His belly armor, leather belt, cape. Of course, fish flesh, always unique.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Lady Prime, who has very little metal, actually, just her hands and her head, and then the jewelry, and this really heavy, heavy cloth for the fabric on her blouse, whatever you call it. I love the big neck collar.
Yeah, neck collar. All the gems, too. Like,
yeah,
you could do so much with that.
Stuff. So, again, just trying to give you a really, really cool set of materials to paint where you can play around with color and also put it in a package that you can literally just do all sorts of fun stuff with. So.
Nice.
We're looking at about the next month, maybe 2 months before. They'll be in before the end of the year.
How bad is this going to hurt my wallet, says Mo?
Our target for them is around $40.
Nice. And you guys, I just had this beautiful idea this weekend. There is a thrift store by my house, and I could count at least 40 different beautiful, like, old 4x6 frames in a bin that they had. And I'm like,
that's the thing, is 4x6 frames are so cheap. The ones that we got for testing were like $4 at Michael's.
Dude, go to a thrift store.
The bargain bin, and they were cool.
You can find dope gold old.
Well, the nice thing is, it gives me where my brain goes with it is that kind of a thrift store feel. You can find frames that nobody else would want. They wouldn't have bought them because you can paint them.
Yep.
Most people just want the frame to work as it is. So it might be a cool design, but it was nicked and made in China or whatever, and you get it, and you can just quickly sand it, prime it, and paint it to match the figure that you're painting on it. And we already live in that world where nobody's going to be afraid to do that, and now it just opens up, a whole broad scale of cool stuff you can do. Does it translate to 40 euros? Perceptron, yeah, we would translate. What we do for our European customers is we pretty much translate everything direct across. So if it's $5 in the US, it's the equivalent of $5 in euros. So it wouldn't be 40 euros. It would be whatever $40 equals. So for you guys, that's probably 30 something euros, 35 or something like that. I don't know what the currency exchange is right now. Sugar Rush, no, individually. We'll come out on launch with a special kit to buy all three though, at a discount. We usually do like 10% if you buy all three. Got too much plastic backlog to get through before I'm allowed to buy any more models. That's the way to do it, Pushing Polygons.
Yeah, just give us a try. Pushing Polygons, yes. If you haven't tried us out, give us a try.
It gets to quench the urge to purchase new things, but not hurt your intensity of getting some models done.
Heck, I'm gonna just do a bunch of cool colored Zenithals on them.
Oh, they're gonna be awesome, yeah. Jen and I are gonna find a way to paint up some cool ones and do like an entire wall with a bunch of different colored ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm stoked about them.
Yes, and when will they launch Axe Rattlecan? We said in the next couple months.
Yeah, as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But we are working with a third-party manufacturer. We can make them here. So it's up in the air right now as to whether or not we make them in production here or if we farm them out. We might make some of the original ones here, and then as we get momentum in sales, farm them out. We have a really good partner here stateside that has started making our texture trainers.
Yeah.
As we've done that. That's what we did with the texture trainers. We made them all internally, and then as they picked up steam and we just can't keep up without investing a lot in the manufacturing process, we would prefer to have them done outside.
Will retailers be able to carry them?
Yeah. They can carry the texture trainers right now.
Ooh, those would be cool for some of our methodologies, Jason.
100%, yeah.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Look at you.
Rattlecan says, this is a brilliant idea. You can do anything, like bold sense of humor. Yeah. These are very cool things, and I think, heck, you could do any kind of sculpt in that kind of format. Not just
I'm already
fantasy,
working. We already have 3 more that were designed by Adrian Smith that I go to sculpt with very soon. Adrian has done a trio of really, really cool outlaw goblins for us in his traditional really cool goblin orky feel. For
those of us who don't know who Adrian Smith is, can you give us a little backstory?
Adrian Smith is one of the gods of Warhammer art. He generated all of what has become the standardized 40K fantasy orc style.
Really?
Orc and goblin style. Yeah, that was all him. Wow. And most of the artwork you would know. A lot of people credit John Blanche for the feel of it, but believe it or not, it's actually most of the artwork you would know is from the age of Adrian Smith, Karl Kopinski, guys like that. So fantastic artist, and has done a tremendous job on these goblins. My one in particular that I'm a big fan of is outlaw gunslinger goblin who's kicked back against a wall.
Yeah.
So you can imagine painting the wall with a wanted poster, and he's got a big top hat
Super
and 2
cool.
6-shooters on his belt. So it'll be really cool. I'm excited to see what people do, because this really does extend outward into a world of creativity, because not only could you be show us how you painted it, you could be show us how you framed it and where you put it in your life.
I know, that's kind of
right.
I'm excited.
So even if you're not what you would consider to be a good painter, or even if you hate painting, something of this size lets you be but by my bedside I have the Lady Prime done in just one coat of color, or a zenithal that matches my sheets, or the paint on my wall, or the nightstand color, or whatever, and actually do it in a way that is just a cool piece of your decoration in your life. That's what I'm excited to see, is how people adapt them into their everyday living.
Doomsday says, how do you guys decide on the subjects of your printable projects like framables and texture trainers?
That's all me. I just draw them up and we go.
Wired says, how do you like the cute goblin figures Louise has done at Rogue?
Oh, they're great. Her Goblin Town stuff is amazing.
They're very cool. Their little gobbos are cool. Wargaming Wanderlust says, is that a glass palette? If so, why glass and not a wet palette? Always curious on the new tools to use and try.
I prefer a dry palette, because I like to make sure that the paint is always the way it came out of the bottle, so that I can change it into what I need for the brushstroke I'm about to do. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
A wet palette pre-dilutes your paint. No matter what you do, it works to dilute your paint as your paint sits on it, and eventually turns it into something that is not the way the paint came out of the bottle. It lowers its opacity, its vibrancy. It just changes the way the paint reacts, and then I have to change the way I paint as the paint on the palette changes. And I don't like that. I like the paint here, all it will do is dry up, but it will never be less opaque. It will never be less vibrant. Once it dries up, I put more paint out. But the way I put water on my brush and the way I judge how much water I want to do the thing on the model never changes. I never have to alter the way I think about the paint because it never gets wet. It never gets diluted. It's always the same. And I think that that's way more powerful than the ability to extend the life of your paint on a wet palette. As you start painting more, one of the most critical things is being able to really rely on what your paint is about to do and not have to, in my opinion, change the way you paint based on, oh, this water's been on the palette for such a long time, now I have to do this instead.
Cool. Hopefully that answers your question there, Wargaming. Artistic Outlaw says, gray matte spray primer soon, question mark?
Yeah, it's been shipped for a long time. I think that right now we're just suffering from the fact that everything is taking so long
to get.
For whatever reason, I don't even know. I think we have to change our shipping broker here soon. For all of our large import-export stuff. They just are so slow to react nowadays. And you would think that in a time where those companies are really suffering, they would get better, not worse.
Yeah.
I don't know what the problem is.
D-Fresh says, Adrian hasn't done anything on his YouTube in a while. Hope he's busy doing more cool stuff.
He's always got stuff going on. He had a contract. He and Paolo Parente and Paul Bonner all had a contract with Cool Mini or Not before Cool Mini or Not rug pulled them here recently. Cool Mini or Not has been going through quite a bit, or CMON, quite a bit of financial problems. And I think one of them caused them to kill the contracts with those guys. Those guys were all in exclusive contracts with CMON. And so I haven't heard a whole lot about that in the last 6 months or so, but I know that was a big deal. Because I know they were very excited to be working in that regard on a bunch of art that they were commissioned to do with them, and then it just stopped.
Tadpole Jackson says, any chance of getting anything in power armor or corrupted power armor? I would love to test on something that's not a model for some reason.
Okay, wait.
Tadpole, what are you talking about?
That's not a model? What do you mean?
I would love to test on something that's not a model for some reason. Oh, you're talking about like doing something in power armor that's not in 32 mil scale, but doing it in a texture trainer style.
Believe it or not, I have some like ideas for what I would call more realistic Space Marine, not in the 40K sense, not like something that would take the place of a Warhammer Space Marine, but something that would be like, you know, a real Space Marine.
Oh, Tadpole Jackson says, yeah, like practice for my army. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got a lot of ideas of what I want to do in both texture trainers and some miniatures that we just want to make, because we want to be able to have more ways to demo and do things for you guys and gals as you say, hey, I'd love to see white power armor painted. Well, I'd love to have a miniature that we do that isn't just a standard Space Marine, has maybe a little bit more flair to it or a little bit more interesting parts than a standard Space Marine does, as I'm painting a Space Marine. I love Space Marines. But, you know, do something that allows us a little bit more of that texture trainer feel, has a little bit more variety to surfaces and things going on.
Perceptron says, what's the difference between Pro and Dauntless synthetics?
The Dauntless synthetics are just made through automation. They're not handmade, so that they can be a little cheaper. That's literally the difference. I mean, the filament is different. The Pro synthetics have a better filament that mimics sable better. And they'll just last longer because they're all done by hand. The Dauntless was our way to make sure that you always had a good, viable, affordable alternative when you needed brushes that you either beat up a lot, or if you're just starting out and don't want to invest because you're not really sure what the right brush for you is going to be, before you invest in sables or an expensive set of our Pro Synthetics or something like that, get a set of brushes that allows you to just paint.
Cal Urba says, Vince Ventrella turned me onto your paints. I love them so much.
Awesome.
I've almost every color in the range in my collection. Are you guys ever going to make oil/enamels?
Maybe. I'm not ready to make a decision on that. I typically would have said no because the want to work with those heavier solvents and toxic chemicals is not what we're about.
Yeah.
But I'm loosening up to the idea due to some things that have been going on around here lately, some ideas we have, some things we could do. There's always a chance. Enamels, probably not. Oils, we'll see.
This might sound like a dumb question. What's the difference?
Just a solvent.
Just a solvent?
Yeah. Enamels are more like, what's the best way to say? Lacquers and enamels tend to act more like acrylics with heavy solvent, whereas oil is a long open time.
I see.
The enamels and the lacquers will dry a lot quicker. Not quite like acrylics, but they're kind of like an in-between oil and acrylic.
Tapple Jackson says, I feel like buying something with the intent to practice on gives me the freedom to be bad when I practice versus doing it on my actual army.
Yeah,
that's
what we do these for.
Texture trainers are the perfect way to do that.
Yeah, I say these. Obviously not this that I have in my hand. But,
definitely not this one. But yeah, that's the texture trainer. Always keep one off to the side if you want to do a test and then just reprime it. Heck, I reprime our texture trainers all the time for our shorts that we do with Jordan and Ryan. So you can reprime them, prime them again. After a while, after you've primed them 10 or 12 times, they might start getting thick, but
yeah, the detail will start to clog. You'll know, but you can strip them and start over. Or
Killjoy says, I would like to know what your next project is so I can get the miniature ahead of time and paint along with you.
That is a great idea, and we used to do that in the past. We did a bunch of paint-alongs where we had gone through, we made our own miniatures for what we called the Mother Lovin' Paint Party.
Right.
And we released 8 miniatures over the course of the year, 2 per quarter. And you could buy them, and then throughout the quarter after, I would paint them in a paint-along sense. And we've done it with some other models, too. We did it with a lot of the Arena Rex models way back.
Yeah.
So we've done it a lot in the past. And there's no reason why we can't start. One of the things I want to do is make some 32, 35 millimeter slash models, like what I'm holding in my hand, that make it a little bit more approachable for more people rather than just things like the texture trainers. It doesn't mean we won't do it with a texture trainer, too.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure that for people that are just like, hey, I want to learn how to paint an army better, and they're more comfortable with dudes, that we give them something that is more focused like a standard miniature.
Yeah.
But you'll start seeing that coming out soon. I'm already working on the designs for them. We can turn that stuff around very quickly. Our legion of sculptors are very good and fast. So Francesco, the guy that's been doing the Kieran texture trainer and then the framables, is just fantastic on his speed and turnaround and does a great job. So I've got a lot of ideas going on right now, and we plan to have some announcements throughout the end of the year with some new projects that I'm working on that would not be for anything other than like that. Just, again, more texture trainers, but texture trainers in true miniature form. Because you guys have loved them. Everybody loves the texture trainers. We didn't know going in, like, would people like this? Is it going to be fun? And everybody's really risen to the occasion. They like them a lot.
Grixhammer says, how can I avoid the coffee stain look with blackwash newbie here?
Okay, are you using ours or whose? Ours doesn't really do that unless you put it on super thick.
Yeah.
Maybe
you're just meaning in general?
Generally, the idea is to thin it a little bit or have a little bit of water on your brush. And remember that you can move it around. It doesn't have to stay where you paint it, right? So if you see it pooling up, which is where you get those coffee stain type areas, is at the pooling locations, then just kind of feather it along. Use your brush to push it where you want. You can dry your brush off and then kind of go back and sop some of it up, So if you've got an area that is too thick, you can dry the brush off and go tap the brush into it. It'll suck some of the material away. That always helps.
Grick says, with yours, I had thinned with water, but maybe not enough.
Yeah, don't, and like I said, you don't have to thin it aggressively. Having enough water on your brush, and then just making sure that you treat it like a paint. Push it across the surface. Don't just like slop it on and leave it. You slop it on and then kind of move it to the areas you want it, and then it stops. I'm trying to think of what we washed here recently. That our black wash is phenomenal. It just doesn't give you those problems. Well, here's the.
You did a test with that's petroleum.
That's the petroleum, I think, when we put it on and we showed thinning it, and you can see how the only places that it is stained is where the little nick in the armor is. That's where that. See how there's that little crevice where these other stones stand proud, and that was a crevice, so it sits in there. But if you didn't want it to be dark in there, you could just, when it's wet, you just push your brush tip into it, and it'll soak it up. And of course, that's on white. You're going to have the worst problems if you put the dark wash on top of a bright color as well.
The Grand Deceiver says, I've seen tutorials on how to use Noosh, and they all show the same method. Are there other ways to use or use it for?
Sure, tons. We typically just use it as a subtractive medium. We put it on the model and then we wipe it off and leave it in the recesses. You can also use it very thin, put it on the model and streak it with your brush. But it is made to be a subtractive medium, meaning that you apply it and then wipe it away somehow or move it around. You don't necessarily have to wipe it off the model, but you move it around, brush, sponge, finger, however you like. That's what gives it its effect, because it creates kind of a motion in the fact that it doesn't dry so fast, and you being able to move the paint around on the surface of the model creates rain texture, like mud streaking down the side of something, right? You can create streaking grime with it. All sorts of really cool effects.
I use a lot of it.
Chris loves it.
I use quite a bit. Yeah, Grand Deceiver. Also check out, I don't know if you've seen that full tutorial on our YouTube, but Jason does a whole bit on it as well. So you can check that out. That's that link, by the way, to that video. Yeah, Rattlecan, I want to try Noosh to add some of the mortar between bricks. You could do that.
Yep.
It'll be perfect for that.
Yep. Anything that you want to just leave color in an indentation and also want a little bit of filter on the color around the area, it's just great. Works like a champ.
November, take it easy. Have a good one. Brent, yes. Can you do something like dot filtering with Noosh?
Yeah, we show it in the video.
Yep.
You can. You cannot load the whole model up with as many dots as you would with oil, right? The thing is while it does have a longer open time, it won't be as open as an oil. So whereas on a tank, I might put one color dot filter on the whole tank, or like along a whole side of a tank, and then work end to end. On this one, I'll do a little bit of dots on the front, and then dots in the middle, and dots at the end. We show that a lot on the weathering a tank video.
Yep. Which I will also link. That's where Jason's like, and we show that a lot on the weathering of the tank video.
Wow.
There's the link.
That was aggressive, Chris.
I think that was your prompt, though. The tank video. It's a great one. It's a great workup.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a great workup, Chad. You gotta love it. Brent says, I need to rewatch that video. I originally watched it when it first came out before I was a PA convert. Nice.
Look at you.
Woohoo!
Awesome. Welcome.
Welcome to the other side.
The dark side. We have cookies.
Do we have cookies?
No, but maybe.
We got feta chili.
We have feta chili.
Hey, I hate saying that out loud.
No. Hear me out.
Muting.
Hear me out, chat.
Uh-oh. Wad says, I have so many cookies. Brent says, it's great being here. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Hopefully you're not messing or battling with your paint anymore.
We appreciate you giving us a shot on the product, and we appreciate you then, when you realize how crazy we are with our products, coming here and hanging out with us.
Nice.
That's like the double whammy.
Grixhammer says, thank you so much. Been watching your videos to learn more tricks and techniques. Love your paints. Poor Hammer Podcast sent me your way.
Awesome.
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
We're glad you're here.
No matter how you found your way to us, we are very appreciative that you choose to spend your time with us. I know, trust me, I know how hard it is. Number one, to get motivated to paint in the first place. Number two, to just find time to go hang out and watch paint dry on the internet. Means the world. Mm-hmm. We love it. There were, all those years ago, 9, coming up on 10 years ago, people were like, nobody's going to watch you do paint on the internet. Like, who's going to do that? And I'm like, I don't know, but I would rather do this.
Yeah.
So thank you for enjoying the craziness that we have done all these years. Means the world.
Yeah, we're very glad that you give us a try. Plus, we make really dope crap. And by crap, I mean good stuff. I know that sounded counterintuitive. We make good stuff. That was me trying to be PG. I was a convert.
It's crazy how many people that work here were people like you that found us out in the community. We started painting, found our products, got in touch with us. I mean, Chris started because he was friends with some of the other people that worked here. He shot video. He taught Tiger Woods how to play golf.
False.
And I was like, well, I'd like to play golf like Tiger Woods. And Chris took me under his arm, and now I'm a golf professional.
You are a golf professional? Can we please?
I have won 6 Masters tournaments.
Jason, I have one request for you.
What's that?
I would like to one day.
No, I'm not going to do it. If it means anything going close to a golf course, you won't get me there.
I know.
I suck at golf.
I know. Can I just say this, though?
What?
I would love to do a 3-camera golf tutorial with you, like how I shot in the olden days. I don't know why.
To have it be funny where I mess up could be really cool.
And
we play it off like it's a training video. Right. Notice how he bends his knees here. That's exactly what you want to be doing.
Chat, I have shot so much golf. I've filmed so much golf, it's not even funny. And there's a method a 3-camera method for shooting golf that works out beautifully. And I just want to see Jason in there for some reason. Whole shoot day, we set it up.
It's a weird fetish thing, Chris.
I just want to see it happen.
I'm getting lured into a very weird fetish
thing. It's funny because a lot of the...
I think Jen would have to be there after the way you talk about this.
I just want to do it.
I won't be alone.
I just want to do it. I just think it would be awesome. Tell him it's all in the hips. Hips are very important.
Yeah, they are. They hold your legs on.
It's a weird reason to hire someone to produce streams. I know.
What? Because he taught Tiger Woods how to play? I felt like if he can teach Tiger Woods, that guy, how to play golf, geez, he can come and do wonders.
Most of my filming experiences in teaching filming, believe it or not, now that when you actually put it out there. So that's why I'm here. Plus, I like our product. I truly do. My main reason was doing Pro Acryl was because I knew it was supporting a small business, and I knew the owner, and the owner backed this product. You can't say that about a lot of things. Not a lot of owners I've met and filmed back their own stuff. And that's just a fact. They just do it for the money.
I won't use anything else.
Yeah, so there's your truth bomb right there.
I had somebody on social media ask, I think I might have mentioned this yesterday, say why, their question was, is Pro Acryl really the best? Or is your paint really the best?
Yeah, that's what you had mentioned yesterday.
And I was like, we say that in a tongue-in-cheek marketing manner. Yeah. I think that the best paint is the paint that gets the job done in the way that you feel it is great. if you look at the model when you're done and you're super stoked with it, whatever your products you used were the right products. But at the end of the day, we set out to make the paint that I would paint with all the time, and we got it. Like, I don't ever have problems. One of the things. You watch me paint every day if you're here on this stream, and you never see us have problems with our paint. We never fight the paint.
You don't add anything to it. You don't do. You don't mess with
paint
it.
It just works.
So
not a lot of stuff out there can say that. It expects you to know too much, be better than you should have to be to try something out. You know.
Yep.
I just want paint to work. Like I say it all the time, kind of tongue in cheek. I'm a lazy painter, but it's true. I don't like messing around. I like to paint models. I don't like to paint palettes.
That's fun. Need to get Jason and John Daly in the same video.
Is he the guy that's all smokes and loud clothes?
Yeah,
I don't know anything about him, but I love him just because of the way people talk about him.
I have filmed an interview with him, and he is an awesome guy.
Is he fun?
He's a genuinely kind guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've heard some really amazing stories about his interaction with people.
He is the same person you see, the fun, happy, person who he is on camera, where he's off camera. He's the same person. You can't say that for a lot of people. But yeah, he's a fun guy. He had a big event that I was going to film with an old producer of mine, and he throws like a big party event thing, and we got to interview him, and he was really nice.
Isn't he like made out of like cigarettes and alcohol?
He loves his diet. He barely drinks water, man. He's a Diet Coke guy. Alcohol, Diet Coke.
That's crazy to me.
He gets all of his water consumptions via Diet Coke, and that man can shoot a 68.
Yeah, that's insane.
He can be out and then go shoot par right with Tiger Woods. It's wild. But anyway, that's the incredible thing about that guy. He could do all that, and then it's like, all right, now watch this drive.
An inhuman stamina. That inhuman stamina.
Yeah,
right?
It's crazy. Wargaming Wonderlust says, I was interested in PA painting based on other. I was interested in the PA paint based on other YouTube reviews. Became a fan of the company and PA life based on commercials. Nice.
Thank you. Yeah, we hate marketing, so
love the unicorn suit.
It's that was Jen. That's actually Jen, our corporate unicorn. She wears the suit every time. But yeah, if we're gonna have to market, we're gonna make it us. That was my goal. Is it had to feel like something I would want to. I hate television for that reason, because it was all. Some of our first commercials were based off of exactly why I hate commercials. They were like the drug commercials.
Yeah.
And that was what kept us in that loop of feeling like, okay, that was fun. Oh, the whole time I've been painting this guy, I've been like, oh, don't forget the little moon on the backpack. And what have I done? Completely forgotten the moon on the backpack. So, there you go.
Honestly, says Watt, until I moved, I definitely got the majority of my water via Mountain Dew Zero. Main reason
That's not how that works, guys.
Please drink water.
That's not how that works.
If you don't drink
absolutely zero water out of diet sodas.
If you don't drink water in Arizona, you actually die. So
you literally die.
You go drink your water, Wad. I don't want to carry. I stopped because I don't want to carry cases of soda up 3 flights of stairs. That's one way.
That's pretty funny. Actually.
Beer is 95% water. That's true.
That's
TK.
Also not how that works.
It's true, but no.
It is not rehydrating.
Get your Tony Mosleys out. Drink your water.
Turns out beer does not rehydrate you.
TBH, I pretty much only drink water or tea, says Anakin Skyhumper. Is that weird? No, it's probably better for you.
That's literally about all I drink, and I'm not a big fan of tea recently. I don't know what's happened in the world, but tea has gone down in quality.
Tea? Yeah.
No, the quality of iced tea in all the restaurants, it tastes like garbage dirt water.
Yeah.
So I think that a lot of the places, in order to cut costs, stop using filtered water here in Arizona, and we have like the 5th worst water in the country. Out of the tap. So I really think that's what it is. I think that in cutting costs, they stopped using filtered water.
I tell everybody, be like, yo, do not drink your Do not drink Arizona water.
No, 100%
ever.
Don't.
Get double filtration.
It's horrible. Flint, Michigan, we feel you.
Drink only water and black coffee. Lumberjack, I love me some black coffee and water. Hey, Jason, this is looking pretty good.
Why, thank you. I would like to get to some of the bright pale yellow since I wasted a whole bunch of it since I thought it was the next color.
Bright pale yellow. Hey, also, just FYI, for all of you who might be, Ryan was just saying, I went to Vegas the first time and I had the worst hangover of my life, not even having a drop of alcohol. I'm used to heat with humidity and didn't realize the sun would just turn me into a raisin. That's true. And great segue, Ryan, if you are in Las Vegas this weekend, LVO is going on, Las Vegas Open. Monument Hobbies is there. Go say hi to us at the booth and make some friends. Grab some paint, some hobby products. We're there.
Quick rebound. I got the moon done.
Nice. Do you believe in magic? Bronze. Yes, bronze.
Now, we go back to the beginning of the show.
I see what you did there.
I have like a whole pile of it here that just dried up while I was making mistakes. So there you go. Chat, remember your color.
Painting board says, can I matte varnish myself so I look less sweaty in photos?
Yes.
Yes. Don't do that, but do it anyway. You can try it.
I've always said we're here with good life-changing advice. We never said it was good or bad. It will change your life, though.
Here's a little fun little Easter egg for all of you photographers maybe out there who do product photography or just anything in general. Our matte varnish spray is amazing for photography.
Yeah, you can matte anything down and then take a photo of it.
It's fantastic.
It helps with your light control much better.
Literally anything. You could do like potted plants or even obviously food, but you're not going to do that. But you could take potted plants or anything like that. If you need a good spray varnish, because there's other varnishes out there, you should get ours. I don't know how many people that's going to service, that little tidbit, but I enjoy it. Adam says, will Monument be at the Rocky Mountain Open next year?
We typically don't go. We support them.
Yeah, we support a lot of small shows.
We typically don't travel to a lot of shows like that.
It's too expensive. It's just too time consuming. We would love to be at more, but we do support a lot of shows.
Yeah.
Yep.
We are not yet at the point where we have a full team that's their whole job is to go to shows. We'd love to do that. And it might happen eventually, but right now, as we add offices around the world, we just opened up our office in France. And so as we do stuff like that, it makes it even harder because now we have to add in all of the European shows and figure out how to do the same thing there.
Mm-hmm.
In Europe right now, we have to shut the website down. We can't ship from our website when we go to shows because the whole team goes.
Yeah.
There just isn't anybody else.
Does Monument Studios have an actual monument anywhere in the workspace? And why is it Jason asked Chris why he's upset? I'm not upset.
Chris is always upset. I wish we could figure out why, chat, because I really love Chris, and I don't want him to be upset. Chris?
That's true.
Why are you so mad?
I'm not mad.
Okay.
I could be if I wanted to be. Game Delay said, I was distracted by my job. Why are we varnishing potted plants? Game Delay, it's great for photos. I said my piece. And speaking of peace.
Welcome, everybody.
We're at the back quarter of the show. Jason, you've got a dinner tonight.
I do have a dinner tonight. We have an employee, Ruben.
That's right. Shout out to Ruben.
5 years. He's our longest standing employee. He was employee number 1. So to say he's the longest standing isn't really the fair way to say that because it makes it seem like maybe somebody else left.
And he is still standing.
He is employee number 1 after Jen and myself.
That's cool. Where are you going?
I think we're going to the VIG.
Oh, the VIG. Okay.
I think that's what Jen said.
Nice. Isidore, can varnish replace my skin? You could certainly try.
Whoa.
Don't do that. But now I want to see if you could.
The attorneys have told us.
Matt B, no, he is not getting feta chili. That is TBD. So, yeah.
Chat, hear me out.
Slick Willie's feta chili.
Oh, we even have a theme song now. Chris
Slick Willie's, yum. That's a mixture of several different catchphrase songs or whatever.
I love it. Your investment is growing, Chris.
I want 1%. I don't care what we do. I don't care. Slick Willie's, yum. There you go. Making millions right out the gate. Where's this model from? Says Slimy. Slimy the Dawn.
It's from Ball. The Chosen of
What is
Ball.
it actually from?
It is a Fummelfinger torso. It's a Primaris scale Mark, in this case, Mark 4.
Oh, okay.
Armor? But it's a Primaris scale Heresy armor marks that are a lot bulkier. They feel to me more like Marines should feel. Unfortunately, all the Heresy Marines are super small. They've gotten bigger, which is also a problem. Like the first Heresy Marines are standard Marine sizes, then they came out with the Mark 6, which are bigger. So yeah. Even in a game that wasn't that old, they messed that up. So yeah, and then Sanguinary Guard GW heads, some GW like tilt shields. Some this is not a GW weapon. I think this is a 3D printed weapon. Some Blood Angel shields from various places. The backpack was another thing I found on Etsy that the guy was made like Sanguinary Guard backpacks. Yeah, just random bits. The Blood Angels, Sanguinary Guard, like bits and bobs that go on the belt. So yeah. It's a combination of a bunch of stuff. 3D printed base or resin poured bases from Elric's Hobbies.
Soul by Design says, what are the sort of thinking principles and tricks when doing non-metallic metal? I find it easier mentally to grasp the concept of OSL, but non-metallic metal, I find it more difficult.
Yeah, we just, it's timely, right? Because we just put out a video that kind of goes over some very quick, what I call aha type moments that you might have when thinking about non-metallic metal. The key with it is to envision the fact that in order to make something shiny, you have to have very dark value colors next to, like almost right next to, in some cases, very bright value colors. Okay? And that the further you go in distance between your bright and dark colors, the duller the material feels. Hence the reason when we do our standard blends on cloth and stuff, we do blends that stretch over a long distance. You go from your dark color to your light color, and you go dark, not so dark, lighter, over a long distance until you get to your highlight. You get this smooth blend. It doesn't look reflective. It looks really good. That's the way we paint most of the time. The problem is when you want metal, you have to stop doing that. You have to go dark, light. I mean, look at what I'm doing here. Pop in close on the little part of the wing I'm doing. Look at that. We go from dark to light in like a couple of millimeters right there, as opposed to blending it out over a long distance, and that gives us a little bit more of a shine, like there's reflection from the environment. You know, that could be things flying by in the air, who knows, right? But that's how you get that shine, is by having those spots where your reflection, where the light is hitting an angle, and then it goes into the color of the material, and then it gets bright again. And darkness is not shadow, darkness is reflection of things in close proximity, and it will appear shinier. So look at the video. Chris probably linked it.
Yep.
Look at that video. It has some, and then we do tons of it here. It is my preferred method of painting.
Yep.
So
stick around and you'll find out.
Yeah. I always feel free to ask questions. We do a ton of it, and I'm always trying to find ways to get it to click for people. Never feel bad about popping in and saying, hey, I tried that thing, and blah, blah, blah.
That's why we're here. Nakatama Ellis says, family vacay in Arizona in a few weeks. Any tips on activities, especially in Phoenix and Sedona? Food activities so far. My list is Starfighters Arcade and the Grand Canyon. Yes, Grand Canyon is beautiful.
Yeah, and it's generally very clear here, and that makes that great. Jen just got back from a trip out to the Grand Canyon with friends where they stayed at some little place that was a bunch of domes in the desert.
Yeah.
That were like, I don't know, it was like a bed and breakfast, right?
Yeah,
and,
I've heard about those.
Yeah, and she said they were beautiful at night. They have like, fire pits and stuff you can hang out at, but also just the view is spectacular, so that'd be cool. We don't really do much. We make paint, unfortunately. So I'm here at the office 24 hours a day, so I would tell you the most fun you could possibly have is to come work for Monument Hobbies and never leave.
Sedona's really cool too.
Sedona's beautiful, yeah. If you're just talking about all of Arizona,
you
right?
just
Coming
walk
back
around
from the
in
Grand Canyon,
Sedona,
stopping off in Prescott and Sedona and all that. There's some amazing things that you can do around here.
Tommy Frontseat, thank you so much for that raid. Welcome in, Raiders.
Hello.
Thank you so much for that raid, Tommy.
The other thing in terms of non-metallic metal that is going to make a big difference is just kind of getting a feel for how particular shapes will reflect light. And so you'll hear me talk a bunch about that in there.
Yes. Sedona is beautiful. Very beautiful. It's kind of kitschy, but you could also do something called the Pink Jeep Tour up in Sedona. No free pub for them, but if it's a fun thing to do. It's just like an off-roading thing for families.
I went and did one.
Yeah.
It may have been the Pink Jeep, but the Jeep wasn't pink.
There's a couple out there that do it.
Yeah. It was really fun.
Yeah,
you
it's
get to
fun
go
stuff.
up into the mountains. They don't treat you nice. It's like really off-roading. I was like, oh, off-road, whatever.
No,
I was like, oh God,
you got to hold on. It's very fun.
It was
actually.
like, I'm gonna lose my life, but it was a lot of fun, and they talk to you a lot. There's a lot of really cool stuff out in the hills there too.
Isidore, take it easy. Tommy says, I'm looking forward to October Challenge. I already have a great ideas. Nice. Tommy Frontseat, love that. It is October. If you are new here, check out our Discord. Here is the link. We do a Discord challenge every month where you can go back to yesterday's VOD and watch Jason and I do some reviewing. Jason goes through your models and gives you his insights. It's just for fun. It's not a challenge, but we do give out little stuff here and there. So
it's a challenge, not a competition.
Yeah.
We try to challenge you
Yep.
to kind of step outside your normal mode of painting and try some things that maybe you're not as comfortable with. We had the OSL one yesterday that finished up the month of September, and it was fantastic. Some people that had never tried anything like that before in their lives came out and did a fantastic job, so I was blown away. It's a great way for people of all skill levels to just try something new and to get some pointers back from me on how to manipulate it differently, better, or if you knock it out of the park, we love to celebrate.
Yes, absolutely. So go check that out. It's Orktober. We're doing orcs, and that means Grots, Gretchens, whatever. Orcs, greenskins. It's very fun. So go check it out.
It's Blood Angel-tober.
No. Well, it is for Jason. I will be painting some orcs when Jason's gone with Philip.
It is Blood Angel-tober.
Absolutely. I hope you have a good time in Arizona. We're just about to wrap it up here, though, folks. So, if
you can see what a difference it makes just to add,
that bright pale yellow
the shine, right? Starts to
dark angel-tober. No,
this is the whole look of the army is based off of the golds.
I dig it. It's okay, it's pretty cool.
I mean, an entire army of, I don't know, I keep saying like 70 to 80 because I can't remember how many there are. There's a tremendous amount of dudes.
Is that Chippy saying, hey guys, got a quick question for you. Is it true that polyurethane glass varnish with reactivate contrast paints and oils?
Oils? I mean, oils, anything can react.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. If you're not careful,
because oils take a long time to dry. Contrast paints, I don't know. Usually it's a pretty horrible formula of paint. I don't know that the people that made the contrast paint really understand, but could be.
Lumberjack, do a orc bust. You could do an orc bust, Lumberjack. There's some cool ones out there.
Oh, yeah, there are. I have a really neat one.
Jason?
What?
It's just about that time.
I'm having fun, Chris.
You have a couple more minutes.
I'm having fun with my peeps.
They're okay. You're okay. We're all just fine. Lumberjack, oh, you plan on it. Nice. Gameplay say, I haven't had a really dumb challenge idea for a while. Now there's a real question whether I'll be able to finish in time. Do it, Game Delay. I know you can. Game Delay, an avid challenge participant in our Discord challenges.
He really did like 100 models one month.
I know he did. He crushed it. T. Schmidt says October's overlapping with my Gasland obsession ideas around. Ideas abound. Oh, yeah.
Your Gasland obsession?
Gasland obsession. Those,
awesome.
I do want to try Gaslands. I would like to kit bash some Hot Wheels.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a really fun concept that you can do that. And a lot of people you'll see like really crazy, like bolters and weapons that I recognize from other stuff. But they're on like a muscle car, Hot Wheel, or a Matchbox car. I love it. It really is good. All right, Chris is being the jerk of jerks and making me quit.
What? No.
Chris said he had to go home like right on time today, so I can't keep him late.
You have a lunch. I mean a dinner.
I can't keep him late. My dinner's at 6:30, not 4 o'clock, dude.
You have a dinner. You got to get ready.
What?
You got to clean up.
I am ready. I wore a shirt today.
That's it? It's all this is a requirement?
Yeah.
But hey, guess what?
Pant.
We'll be back tomorrow, Friday. We're going to be going. We could go a little bit longer tomorrow.
We're going to.
We are.
We're doing the whole Discord thing tomorrow.
After hours.
Yeah, we're doing. We just started doing Discord paint and hangs. We'll be doing that tomorrow.
That's right.
So if you missed the first one on Tuesday, we'll be doing another one tomorrow after the stream. We'll turn the Discord on, and you'll be able to join us in the Discord channel.
Jordan and I are going to be here.
Well, yeah, Jordan and Christopher are going to be here. I don't know who else might join us, but the three of us at least will be in here having some fun painting and chatting with whoever shows up in the Discord. It should be a lot of fun. Had a great turnout the other night. We're going to get the room to where it holds more people. I think there were quite a few people who didn't get to get in because the room shut us down at 25
We're going to do a stage thing.
But now the stage thing should allow us to have hundreds. So it may be crazy calamity. Who knows?
Did you figure out how to do that?
No, I will have to look at it before tomorrow.
I can look at it too.
We will make it work, Chad.
Yeah.
We have the tools.
We will figure it out. That's what I tell you. There's a reason the camera doesn't show below the waist. Maybe. Just maybe. Jason does not wear pants. I've never seen Jason wear a pair of pants ever.
I wear pant.
You wear a pair of pants.
All right, I'm liking this. These guys are starting to come together. I was playing around with the idea of just the gold head and trim on them with the red armor, and I really like that. Right, we did a little bit of black on the shoulder plates and stuff, so when all the details get done on the shoulder plates, I think that's really going to stand out. But I'm really a fan of this. I think this is going to look good.
It's
a good juxtaposition, right? Because I've got my standard veterans.
Yeah.
Right. All my vets have got various deals like this, and then my regular bros have the silver.
Regular bros.
So the Army's going to be pretty good. It's going to be fun.
Nice.
I like it. Hopefully we'll finish it before the sun burns out. I did a thing. I have a dreadnought done.
Oh, look at how cool those look from that angle, too. I know we zoom in a lot.
This Army's going to be bitching when it's on the table. Can you imagine?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like this, at this angle, all of the techniques just show, right? So
yeah, the thing we're doing is we're trying to really focus on making sure we do a very high-end job of painting, but that isn't something that is intended to be like, any one model is not intended to be a display model. I'm not spending that many hours on them, but together they wind up being a display quality Army and give you the contrast you really want to see on the table. The things stand out the way you want to see them stand out. And it definitely is an investment to paint this way, as opposed to like the Iron Warriors that we did last week, where I did a squad of 10 in 2 hours. That is getting the bulk of a squad of 10, about 70% of a squad of 10 done in 2 hours. Being able to do that has its tremendous merits towards getting and I'll do that whole Iron Warriors army that way, and I will be perfectly happy with it. A lot of what we've been talking about is tune your brain to the outcome, and then you can work the process to get to that outcome you've already agreed to do. On this one, I've told my brain, I want this to be a really spectacular army to look at in the case. Imagine a customer or somebody coming to Monument HQ and seeing this army of Blood Angels, 4,000 points of Blood Angels in a case. It's going to be like, holy hell.
Yeah.
And that's what I want this to do. The Iron Warriors, I'm like, it's going to look bitchin', and I can have Iron Warriors. So it's a lot of fun.
Cool.
Take this to Armies on Parade, except don't, because GW will kill you for using non-GW bits. I mean, you know, at some point in time you look at it and you're like, okay, that wins anyway.
Well, and people use bits too.
This is legit. Like the Dreadnought's legit a fully GW model. Like this. Yeah, there's a lot of GW stuff here, but no, and I love the Heresy, but the normal Heresy bros are just too small. So
cool.
That's my thing. But thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. Again, for those of you that are new here, welcome. We are Monument Hobbies. Thanks for hanging out. We'd love to see you back. Hit the follow button if you're over on Twitch, or the sub button if you're over on YouTube. We stream to both platforms simultaneously, Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Monument Standard Time here in Phoenix, Arizona, from Monument HQ. We'd love to see you back. So set up a schedule and come join us as you can. You guys drive a lot of this content by asking your questions. We really appreciate it. Hopefully you get a little nugget of wisdom from us every now and then. It helps you on your own painting journey. Make sure to join some of the links that Chris is putting up in chat. Our Discord channel has over 6,000 amazing artists just like you guys and gals. Great inspiration, great place to make friends, hang out. Like I said, we'll do the hobby hangs where you can come hang out with us live and paint and have some friends to whisper in your ear while you're putting paint on models, as well as just hang out during the day, tell bad jokes. It's international, so there's people active at all time zones. It's a lot of fun. And then check out monumenthobbies.com for all of our Pro Acryl paints, Pro Series brushes. All the tools you see me using here are things that we make ourselves, design ourselves, and use ourselves every single day. Always willing to answer questions about them, but next time you need to have a hole in your hobby arsenal, fill it with Pro Acryl. It'd be great. So thanks so much for all your support. Stick around. Chris is going to find us somebody to raid, so have some enjoyment as you go off into your evening with more hobby goodness. Show some love in the chat we wind up in, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow. Adios, gang.